Comments are a way to make our code more readable for people. A comment starts out with the hash or pound character, and it extends till the end of the line. In this class, we'll typically use comments for one of two things: to explain a piece of code in plain English, or to store a piece of code that we might want to use later, which is also called commenting out that piece of code. Remember that when we write source code, it goes through this language interpreter, which produces output. So for example, here's code that takes a temperature in Fahrenheit, converts it to Celsius, then prints out the Celsius temperature, and then the Fahrenheit temperature. So we might add comments to explain what the program does, what these variables mean, or we might comment out the code that prints out the Fahrenheit temperature so that it doesn't run. And what these comments do is that they tell the Python interpreter not to try to interpret them. So here we're using comments to explain what the program does. Here we're using a comment to tell the interpreter not to run this line of code. In general, when commenting, it's best not to state obvious things that can be gleaned just from reading the source code. Instead, it's best to focus on higher level ideas, like why the source code is doing a certain thing, or explaining what a piece of code does. So comments are useful to explain a piece of code in plain English, or to store a piece of code that we might want to use later, which is also called commenting out code.